Taxes, inflation, cost of living. All of that's being talked about on TikTok, and it's really interesting because a lot of younger people are complaining about the cost of living, they're complaining about taxes, they're complaining about food costs, all very valid. I want to really emphasize that it's all very valid. But as I approach my 78th birthday, I look at some of the things that impact seniors that younger people may not realize. One is we have paid into Social Security for decades and decades, and this is not entitlement. This is something that we are owed, basically. It's an insurance. It's what was set up there that we could use to live on when we retired. I waited until I was almost 70 years old before I started collecting my Social Security that I paid into for decades. And each year that I waited, it increased by 8%. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but if you start collecting at 62 or 65 or whatever the age is, and every year you wait, 8% compounds on 8% compounds on 8%. So I'm at over 40% more that I'm getting now than I would have gotten if I started at 65. However, I'm being taxed on my Social Security. That's right. For those of you complaining about taxes as you're younger, think about older people who we've paid into Social Security. We've already paid taxes on it, and we're getting double taxed. So that is a reality that we live in. Cost of living definitely has gone up. When seniors are on a fixed income, fortunately, I'm not on a fixed income. I have a business, but I get penalized for the money that I make through my business in addition to Social Security. If I make over a certain amount, then a percentage gets taxed even more. So think about that. Now, the people that are saying, oh, I have to get a roommate, I'm in my 20s and I have to get a roommate. I was thinking about at one point in my 20s, I had 4 roommates, and at another point, I had 3 roommates to afford living on our own. Quote unquote, living on our own. So a lot of what people are feeling like it's only for their generation, it's happened to us. And I'm not devaluing or invalidating what you're feeling by any stretch of the imagination. But I want you to think about, as you get older, some of this amplifies. As far as the cost of living and grocery costs, that's out of this world. Now, one way to minimize food costs is actually not to buy ultra-processed foods. Don't buy packaged foods. Don't buy meats. I mean, meats have gone through the roof, and they're very unhealthy. If you go to whole food, plant-based, shop in the bulk section, shop in a way that you actually are stretching your grocery budget, you're going to do a lot better. This is Kathleen Gage with Vegan Visibility Productions, encouraging you. Look at what other people are going through too. We're all in this together, and the reality is, with the current administration and what our choices are in the upcoming election, it's not very good. Things are not going to change. We have a lot of issues going on with healthcare, with the environment, with animals, with our health, with inflation, that we each have to look at what we can do to minimize the impact on us individually and collectively. Have a great day.